Well, good afternoon. So next, today we'll see some more programs, some more lab content. Next thing here is about three programs we have finished already. Next is actually a function for transporting a square matrix in place. Transporting the square matrix in the place there. In the place, in the sense here, generally, what is transpose of a matrix? If we talk about the transpose of a matrix, suppose we are having a square matrix there. Square matrix in the sense, that the both rows and columns are equal. Rows and columns are equal. That makes a square matrix. So, for example, we have a matrix like this. Uh, we have matrix for us like this. So, this is a square matrix for suppose. The transpose of this matrix is 4, 2, 5, means the rows and columns will be interchanged. Next is 5, 3, and 6. The third is 6, 9, and 8. This is the transpose of a matrix here. Okay, means the rows and columns are interchanged. So for doing this, what you can do here is you can take an extra matrix. You can take an extra matrix, and you can simply copy the columns into the rows, and you are done with the program. Okay, so that is not a big issue. So you can declare two arrays. So in one array, you will read the matrix, and then simply you will copy the rows, the columns as rows in the second matrix, and then you will display. It becomes a transpose of a matrix. But the question which is given for us in the lab as a lab program is to find the transpose of a matrix, in the sense you should not use any extra matrix. You should use the same matrix, and then you have to interchange the rows and columns. Understood? So no extra matrix is declared here. Only the same matrix is used for same matrix is used. In such case, how we are supposed to write the code here? Now here is the code. So first, this is a prototype which I am declaring here. So before going for the prototype, now let me just recollect what we have discussed previously. Okay, a little bit of revision of the few things which we have discussed earlier. Now, in the constructs, we have seen some of the constructs in the previous class. Then we discussed about, after discussing the constructs, meanwhile, you have a switch case construct also, which I have not discussed earlier, just to recollect. So it is a multi-way decision construct which tests whether the expression matches with one of the constant values and branches accordingly. Means here one expression is given, you are going to evaluate that expression. Any constant means this expression will generate a constant value, and whatever the constant value which is generated here, so the matching case is taken into consideration, and respective set of statements will be executed here. Now the thing here is, after execution of each and every case in switch case, you have to go for break. You have to go for break, because if you are not going for the break there, the next case will also be executed there. Okay, so the break statement is used in switch case to indicate the end of a particular case. To indicate the end of a particular case, you are going to use the break statement and causes exit from that switch block. So it is not exiting from the program, it is just quitting from that particular block there. So if you observe that, if I enter some weekday number here from 1 to 7, okay, any number which is here. So if I enter some 3 now, so because what is matching with 3, case 3 is Wednesday. So Wednesday is displayed, and break, it is going to come to the end there. It is going to come to the end. So like that, we can use the switch case there. And also we can use the same set of statements. Okay, the same set of statements for all the constants there. So for in this example, I'm entering a character there. So I'm entering a character to upper. If you remember, this will convert the lowercase character to an uppercase character, whether it is A, E, I, O, U, whatever the letters which are given, whatever may be the case, this particular statement will be executed, and then it is going to come out of the switch case block there. Okay, so that is the switch case. We have discussed while and do while for in the previous last class. Then we have yes, functions we have discussed. Function, a set of statements which aim to perform a desired task. So some certain task if you want to perform, you'll go with the function there. So in this, if you observe, we have two types of functions. We have built-in functions and user-defined functions. Already built-in functions we are using, like printf, scanf, okay, getch, getch, these are all the built-in functions there. So already somebody has written the code for that. You are just using that function by passing some parameters there. So we can write the user-defined functions. You can create the library. You can go to the statements there, and these are self-explanatory. For example, here one function is there. For example, sum of int comma int. Now this is a prototype. Prototype is actually before declaring the function before defining it. So before you define the function, you're going to declare it. So now what you are doing, you are just scanning two numbers there. Two numbers. After scanning, you are just passing those two numbers to the sum function there. So here AB is not passed. In fact, the values which are given in A and B are passed. So they are stored in P and Q. Okay, they are stored in P and Q, and the sum is calculated and the sum is displayed there. So remember, the number of values which are passing here, like 2 you are passing here, 2 are declared separately. So 2 are declared separately, 2 are defined separately, in fact. So if I pass here 100, so if I pass 100 variables must be mentioned, defined here separately. So that is the basic rule which you need to follow. And function prototyping, as I told you, it is the actual processing of declaring a function before defining it. So you're just going to declare the function. So you can define the function. You can mention the prototype inside the function as well as outside the function. If you are mentioning inside the function, it can be used only by the function in which it is been declared. If it is defined outside the function, it can be used by any other functions also. It is the concept of local and global concept, local and global there. Okay, then we have the arguments which are passing. So I will explain you in the program. Then arrays, see, you can declare the arrays. Last class we have discussed. Strings I will talk about now in the next program. Multi-dimensional arrays, as I told you that you can create a multi-dimensional arrays. So our program now requires a multi-dimensional array. So when you declare a multi-dimensional array there, an array will be declared like this. Okay, 3 rows and 4 columns. And the data will be stored. So respective programs are given there. Now in our program, in our lab program right now, so we are going to declare a multi-dimensional array of the square matrix here. So the reason behind declaring the square matrix here, so here in this program, we need to compulsorily take the square matrix. The reason here is if it is of, if it's not a square matrix, we cannot find the transpose by placing, I mean, without using an extra extra array there. We cannot you cannot find the transpose of the matrix. That's the reason why you are just declaring, you are using the square matrix. So this is the prototype which I am declaring. Okay, then I have int ij. Globally I have declared them. Globally, if I declare any variables, they can be used in any part of the program. Then I have a matrix mat of 3. Then here I am going to read the matrix. So for suppose The matrix is read here in this particular part. I have read the matrix there. So I read the same matrix. For instance, I read this matrix 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 9, 5, 6, 8. So I read the same matrix. So this is at 0, 0 position. This is at 0, 1 position. This is at 0, 2 position, right? And this is at 1, 0 position, 1, 1, 1, 2. This is at 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. These are the positions. These are the positions. Just imagine. These are the positions here: 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. Otherwise, if you are getting any confusion, I will do one thing. I will construct a table here. I think it would be better for us. Yes, this is the table. So you have 4, 5, 6, and we have 2, 3, 9, and we have 5, 7, 4. Assume like this. This is the matrix. And this is 0, 0. This is 0, 1. This is 0, 2. This is 1, 0. This is 1, 1. This is 1, 2. This is 2, 0. 2, 1. And 2, 2. Okay. Now assume that this is our matrix now. So I just want to use, I have to use only this matrix to us to replace the values here. Okay. Now I have the variables I and j. I have j. Okay. Now let us go to the code part. Yeah. So first I have read the matrix there. The matrix I'm displaying here. Before making it the transpose, I am displaying the matrix in this particular portion. Okay. Means matrix I have entered, I have displayed the matrix, and matrix enter చేశానండి, matrix display చేస్తున్నాను. Now I call the transpose transpose function there. So after displaying, after performing the transpose, it will come back and it will again display the matrix. అంటే transpose అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ matrix ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తుందండి, display చేస్తుందండి. Okay, now how actually we had done the transpose, we will take now. How actually we have done the transpose, we will discuss now. Okay, now for I is equals to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. For j is equals to 0, j less than I, j plus plus. So first time, so see here, first time I is 0 and j is also 0. J is equals to 0, 0 less than 0 is false. 0 less than is 0 is false. Okay. then it will go to the next iteration. Okay, so this first time this loop won't be performed. I hope it is clear. I is equals to 0, then it comes here, j is equals to 0, 0 less than 0 is false, so this won't be performed. This immediately this loop is break, it will go back, now I becomes 1. Now it comes back again, j starts from 0, so 0 less than 1 is true, 0 less than 1 is true, then temp equals to a of ij, a of 1 0, a of 1 0 in the sense 2. A of 1 0 in the sense 2. So temp is equals to 2. A of ij, a of 1 0 is equals to a of ji. What is ji 0 1? So here I am shifting 5, writing 5. Okay, and a of ji, a of 0 1 is equals to temp. That is 2. Means these two values are shifted now. Initially 2 is here, 5 is here. Now these two values are being swapped. Here 5 comes, here 2 goes. Then again j plus plus. So j becomes this time 1. J becomes 1. So 1 less than 1 is false. 1 less than 1 is false. So it will go to the outer for loop. Outer for loop, I becomes 2. I becomes 2. Again it comes back. Now j becomes 0. 0. Now j 0. Then again 0 less than 2 is true. Then temp is equals to a of ij. What is ij now? 2 0. Now this one 5. 2 0. Okay. So temp is equals to 5. Then a of ij 2 0 is equals to 0 2 6. Then here 5 is shifted. Okay, 5 is shifted. That's completed. Now j plus plus. Now j becomes 1. J becomes 1. So again temp is equals to a of ij. So 2 1. 2 1 is this one 7. 7. A of ij is equals to a of ji. Ji is 1 2. So here 9 is shifted, and then in the next step 7 is shifted here. So if you observe, the diagonal elements remains the same. We are not touching the diagonal elements, just we are interchanging the adjacent elements there. Okay, after that again j becomes 2. 2 less than 2 is false. Now we are going to quit. So I becomes 3. 3 less than 3 is also false. It is going to quit. By this time, if you observe, without using the extra matrix, we have interchanged the values. We have made the transpose of a matrix. Okay. Clear? Any doubt for anyone? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hope it is clear for you. అర్థమైందండి అందరికి?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
ఎవరికైనా ఏమైనా డౌట్ అమ్మా?
Oh, no, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Next. This is how, without using the extra matrix, you can find the transpose of a matrix there. So the next program here is about to demonstrate the string manipulation functions. So So as per your syllabus, you need to have the string manipulation functions there. You know, already we had discussed about string manipulation functions when we discussed after the dynamic memory allocation. So in this, we are just using this string manipulation functions. I discussed this program earlier with you. You're going to find the length of the means strlen. So if you want to use the string manipulation functions, the first thing which you need to do is you have to include the hash include string.h. So once you include the string.h, so if you observe here, so just one thing, one second. See, this is what is a string. String is actually a group of characters. It is a character array which is terminated by a null character. So the last character will be the null character there. So if you say char s of str of 12, char str of 12 there, what happens here is an array of size 12 will be created. An array of size 12 will be created there. Okay. An array of size 12 will be created. Then in this A, I, N, A, B, will be created, and automatically the last character will have /0, which indicates a null, means the null character which indicates the end of the string. This is actually when you are assigning or when you are reading, two cases, when you are assigning and when you are reading any string there, this null character will be generated automatically. Okay, so which is actually used to specify the end of the string there. Now here we have we have entered a string. So generally for accepting strings, we generally use getters function, because getters actually identifies the white space characters, mainly the space in the tab there. So until unless you press the enter, whatever is given, so if the space is there, the entire string is taken into the array there. So if you want to use scanf, the scanf doesn't recognize this white space character. That's why I told you that we have a name, for example, Ravi Kiran, Ravi space Kiran. Only Ravi is taken into str when you use scanf with %s there. So if you want the entire, if you want to use only scanf, and if you want to use scanf, then you have to use like this percentage until /n, means /n ఇవ్వనంత వరకు ఏ స్ట్రింగ్ అయితే ఇస్తారో అదంతా కూడా ఇందులోకి వెళ్తుందండి, STR లోకి వెళ్తుందండి. సో దానికన్నా బెటర్ మనం ఏంటంటే గెటర్స్ యూస్ చేసుకుంటే మనకి ఫిజిబుల్ గా ఉంటుందండి. సో మనం ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ని మీన్స్ స్ట్రింగ్స్ ని స్కాన్ చేయడం మనం తెలుసుకున్నాం. దెన్ without using the string functions, we have done all these programs. Finding the length of the string, copying the contents of one string into another, concatenating the strings, comparing the two strings, reversing the strings. All these things we have done without actually using the string functions there. But here in the program, it is asked, in the lab program, it is asked to demonstrate the string manipulation functions there. String manipulation functions needs to be demonstrated. So first you need to include the string.h, then you have scanned a string s1 into one string into s1, then you found the length of the string, then the length of the string is displayed, then you are copying, you are demonstrating strcpy, so s2 into, so here you need to remember the syntax, s2 comma s1, so the destination comma source, strcpy, destination comma source. So the source string from where you have to copy is given second, and where means from which location we need to copy is given as a second argument, and into which array it needs to be copied is given as the first argument. Then the string copied is displayed here. Then the string concatenation is done. String concatenation is done. Then after concatenation it is displayed. Then before reversing a string it is displayed. Then if you reverse a string, so need not assign it, the string itself will be reversed in the same location. After reversing, if you want, you can display the string there. Then string comparison is done. If you know that the string comparison, if the value is 0, then you can say the strings are equal, otherwise the strings are not equal. Okay, so these all are actually various string functions which you can show in the program. So not only this, if you need extra string functions, if you want to add, you can add into this program and you can make it a record later on. Okay, so that is the another program there. Then the next program, already we have discussed this program. Just I'll go briefly about this program. See, the C program to sort, for sorting a list using bubble sort and then apply binary search. Means a list of elements will be given into a sorted array, into an array. First you have to do, what you have to do, you have to sort those elements using the bubble sort. Bubble sort, recently we have discussed about bubble sort, how you can sort an array using the bubble sort algorithm. Then after that you should apply this binary search to search for an element. To search for an element, you need to apply the binary search. Now, see, two functions, so prototypes are given here. One is bubble sort algorithm, and then it's the binary search algorithm. Okay, now an array, how many elements you want to enter? So first you are scanning that number here, then you are going to allocate the memory dynamically. So why I'm going fast here is because these topics we have discussed very recently. Okay, so you need to have a clear idea about this. So an element, if I want to store an element in an array of size n is created dynamically here. After creation of an array dynamically, what I'm doing here, I'm just entering the numbers here. Now before sorting, I'm just displaying those numbers. Before sorting, I'm displaying the sum. Then I'm calling the bubble sort algorithm. So the control will jump to the bubble sort algorithm. It will perform the bubble sort operation. Again, I'm not discussing an entire bubble sort operation here because recently we had discussed about this, how the bubble sort works. So after performing, after actually sorting the elements, it will come back here. The control will come back here. Then the elements after sorted will be displayed. Then again, we are calling a binary search algorithm. After displaying the elements, I'm calling the binary search algorithm. Then the control will jump to the binary search algorithm now. In binary search, you should first scan which element you want to search. Then you need to find searching using the binary search. I told you recently binary search that when you want to perform binary search, it must be in sorted array. It means you can apply binary search only on a sorted array. You cannot apply the binary search in an unsorted array. So it is not possible for us to apply binary search in an unsorted array. Okay, so okay, this is how we can do it. After that, we are done with the program. So the element, if it is found, it will be displayed. The element is found, otherwise it is not found. Right? So this is another program. Okay, these are the 6 programs which we have. Then from here we are having all the data structures programs. From here we have some data structure programs with us. So these data structures programs, after discussing the data structures, we will discuss on that. Okay. One is that. Okay. So any doubt for us, for you, anybody? I think before, because it is afternoon class, most of you are sleeping, I think so.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. If you are alert, it is well and good.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why?
Thank
Because
you.
in the class, in the classroom I can mind, but I can't see how many are sleeping and listening and how many are already slept. Okay.
No, sir, we are not
మీరు
sleeping.
చెప్పిన ఫైల్
Okay.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. Because actually I made a habit of sleeping in the
సార్
afternoon.
ఇప్పుడు చెప్పిన
Yes, Suresh, please.
సార్ ఫైల్ పంపించండి సార్ ఫైల్
పంపిస్తాను.
చెప్పండి
I will send you the files there. Okay, but as I told you as previous class, that I will appreciate if you try to develop the programs by yourself. Okay, just you have listened, you can just open the syllabus copy, you can go through the programs. In the first 8 programs we have discussed. Out of the first 8 programs, 2 programs I have left intentionally. Okay, so the remaining 6 programs I have discussed now. I would like you people to work on this. Okay, so before we conclude, okay, next 10 minutes I will spare for you. If you are having any doubt on any topic, you can ask me.
Okay, sir.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. See, just a second.